Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today we're reacting to Season 1, Episode 7 of The Ricky Gervais Show. This one is called The Diary. Now I do apologise in advance if I do not sound as happy as usual. I've had an awful day and yeah, I'm not feeling great, but I'm hoping that The Ricky Gervais Show will cheer me up because it usually is quite funny. And yeah, I just hope everything turns out alright, but I don't know right now, guys, I don't know, but yeah, let's get into this video. I don't want to put you guys down. I'm going to try and be as upbeat as I can, and this will probably cheer me up a bit, so don't worry about me, and yeah, let's get into the video. Here we go, guys. The Ricky Gervais Show, Season 1, Episode 7, The Diary. I've heard in the comments, someone left a comment that this one is a really good one, so I'm looking forward to it.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations.
And they always are pointless.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
All right.
Carl's been on holiday again, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because, Carl, you don't do anything.
And you have weekends off. You take at least 5 or 6 weeks holiday a year, even though you haven't got a job now. You're meant to be doing this, and yet you still
So
go
your
on
whole
holiday.
life's a holiday, basically.
Yeah, why do you need a holiday? You potter around. Your big day last week was going to the cobblers. So why do you need a break so much this week?
It's just that, you know, it's good for your brain and that, isn't it? It opens it up a bit.
You are not evidence for that.
Where did you go?
Gran Canaria.
For a week?
Yeah.
Just sitting around?
Well, there isn't much else to do at Gran Canaria. I mean, I don't want to go slagging a place off because every time I seem to talk about somewhere, get into trouble for it. Right. But it's just like a big rock. It's just volcanic, innit?
And you must have looked like a little barnacle.
I went to Tenerife and it was very volcanic. The sand was black.
Before to another
it's really
rock,
impressive.
which was just.
But what, you had your fingers burned? Why did you go back?
Because you think, well, they can't have loads of these islands that are the same, like just a big rock with hotels on. They can't get away with it. So you think,
they
well,
obviously
the next
are
one,
getting away with it. But why do you keep going to these places that are rocks? Why don't you investigate first? Ask your travel agent, is this a giant rock?
Because that's what you do, innit? You go and find out yourself. I mean, when Armstrong went to the moon, what was he expecting up there? That's a fact. That's a big rock, and he still went all that way.
I don't know what that point was.
No, so what I'm saying is, though...
What do you make of this place? You enjoy it, Gran Canaria? It was just a big rock, but
I bet the moon was better.
Really?
What did you do?
It was just, it was big hotel, like big, massive places where there's loads of people.
Yeah.
And, you know, you go for your dinner.
That describes a hotel.
Yeah.
You've nailed that.
I've been to a few, that sounds like it.
No, but do you know what I mean, though? There's the nice small ones where it's just enough people, but this is, like, mental.
Yeah.
And it was full of old people, really. I mean, that's probably why it's called Gran Canaria, right? Because it's just old people. Yeah,
Gran Canaria.
But what I thought I'd start doing is start a diary.
Okay.
Okay, why?
Just because I sort of had a bit of time on my hands and that. Just thought, write it down, write stuff down.
And do you hope that this one day will become one of the great literary documents like Samuel Pepys' diary?
I haven't heard of that. Is it any good?
You've never heard of Samuel Pepys' diary?
No,
the most famous diary other than probably Anne Frank's.
I've heard of Anne Frank's and that, and I thought if she's sat in a loft, knocking stuff up, not much going on in her life at that point, yet she was still writing it down.
Not much going on in her life. Yeah.
I thought, so there is stuff going on that I can chat about. Start a diary.
Sure.
You started a diary?
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? Did you keep it up every day?
Yeah, just...
Oh, can I read it, please?
Well, a diary is meant to be sort of...
Please, can I read some out on this podcast? Carl...
Some of it, though, is only relevant to me. It's sort of...
Oh, please, give me it.
Does he have it with him?
Oh, my God.
I mean, this isn't... I haven't just...
It's one of those desk diaries.
It's huge. It's about a foot long, and it's... Oh, that is amazing. Imagine if Anne Franks had been like that, as she got out... Right, everyone would have heard it clank down on the desk.
Yeah, but my writing's quite big, isn't it?
Oh, look, give us that.
Do
Give
you
us
know?
that.
Do you know about joined up writing? Have you
This
heard about
is
that?
There's no point.
amazing.
Sometimes you can't read it, can you? So it's
Right,
best to
okay.
look at ancient
look!
times.
Oh my God! It starts on the first day. This is wonderful. Going on holiday to Gran Canaria today. Woke up to the news that Tony Banks had died. There was a piece on the news about how everyone was shocked. Got me thinking about an invention that was being good. Right, a watch that counted down your life. If it says you've got 3 days left, go to the doctors.
Oh my god.
Told Suzanne about invention. She said she wouldn't buy one. But she said that about the iPod.
How would this device work? This watch. I mean, how would you know when you were about to die? Is that a concern? Again, not for you to worry about. Presumably the boffins and stuff.
No,
like
all
that.
I was thinking is that Tony Banks fella, you know, he died and everyone was shocked about it. But if you had like a little watch on,
But how
Try and
you
avoid
can't
the
just
shock,
say,
basically.
wouldn't it be good? How would this
But
work?
it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I imagine you in the patent office going, got an idea. They go, oh, certainly, Mr. Pilkington, what's your idea? Watch that counting down your life. Oh, how does that work?
just wear it, just pop it on your wrist.
No, what do you mean? Just pop it on your wrist. How does it work? Just pop it on your wrist. Brilliant. You're an idiot.
Well, it's interesting that he goes on. The flight to Gran Canaria was a bit bumpy. I thought about the clock that counts down your life again, and I wondered if it would know if you were going to die in a disaster. Now he's querying his own design.
He's wondering if he would know. He's invented this.
Now he's not even sure. A fella on the plane was reading Koi Mag. It was a fishing magazine. I glanced over and noticed he was reading the Pond of the Month article. Don't think they could make it into a weekly magazine. Well, to be fair to you, because I remember seeing a guy on the train once reading Carp Monthly, a magazine dedicated entirely to carp, and it had Carp of the Month. And I just thought, you know, once you're like 3 months in, the editor must be stressing. Have we got any more carp? Have we got a carp that's actually done anything?
I reckon if they used the same one twice, there wouldn't be many complaints.
No one would be noticing.
No, that's the carp they used 2 years
Very
ago.
sneaky
There was a
tactic.
really fat bloke on the plane. He was playing on his PSP. While I waited to go to the toilet, I looked at what game he was playing. It was darts. He's that fat and lazy, you can't even face playing a more active game on a games console.
Oh,
Me and
dear.
Suzanne got off the coach along with a couple of old people. One of them was in a wheelchair. I don't think it was wise of them to come to a volcanic island with a wheelchair. Everywhere's pretty rough paving and slopey. Guess I'll keep an eye on it as the weeks go on. Day 2 in Gran Canaria.
Brilliant. We're only at day 2.
The hotel's a bit odd. I've never seen as many cross-eyed people in one location.
That's enough, innit?
That's amazing.
Well, you may as well let me read on a bit more.
No, this is amazing.
We'll come back to
This
it
is a
later now.
brilliant diary. This might be the best diary ever written. Oh.
While sat listening to the Kinks on my iPod, I wondered if everybody thinks in their accent. I know I do. What's this? What are you talking about?
Just that.
That's an interesting point, actually.
You know, when I've been sat there lying on the lounger, right, and I was thinking about stuff.
How do you know you think in your accent? Tell me a typical thought.
Because what I mean is, say if I was like, if I saw something, right? Do you know how I say like, oh, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
No, but
that was
I don't
being
have
said.
to. But when you think, I don't think the sentence is like I'm saying it. It's just a thought. The thought appears. It's conceptual and it's already there. It's
Yeah.
not like I go, Rick, what? Just looking at that fellow over there, were you? Yeah, I was. Yeah. I was thinking it looks a bit weird. Oh, so was I. I don't think out whole sentences.
Whereas you have Carl, stop listening to the Kinks for a minute. Look over there. More cross-eyed people.
No, well, that's
Is that how
kind
your
of-
mind works?
In a way, yeah. And
Brilliant.
that's when because I
That
thought
explains a lot.
It's great that you have to think about whole sentences.
that's weird, isn't it? Right, I didn't think that's weird, isn't it? And I
thought
thought I
that's
actually
weird,
think
innit?
in my accent. And then I thought, does Stephen Hawking, does he, when he's doing his maths and that, is he? I don't know where he's from, so I don't know what his accent would be like.
He's
I think
English,
he's
isn't he?
from Kent or Cambridge or Oxford. Or
Right,
something.
so
So you think he might think in his
voice, in that
Yeah.
voice
the
box
computerised
thing.
voice?
I mean, I think he
wonder.
would.
Had lunch inside
The
today
whole
due
question
to shite
is,
weather.
if you
Sat
know
next
two
to an old fella.
languages,
Old men's ears
what
and noses
language
carry
you
on
thinking?
growing as they get older. Suzanne noticed his fingers were fat too. Maybe they continue to grow. Suzanne didn't laugh when I said her arse had the same problem. Day 3, cloudy start to the day. Had pie and chips in a cafe. Had a bit of an argument with Suzanne because I thought it was daft that we were paying for food when we were on an all-inclusive holiday. Changed
Yeah,
my mind
I
when I
don't
saw
blame
the
him.
They sold pie, though. The cafe was called Tattoos. The fellow who owned it didn't have any tattoos. But we never saw his wife. Oh, brilliant. Had a drink in a bar. Everyone sat and watched one of the local cats lick its bollocks.
It's the greatest holiday in the world.
This is so good.
That's the entertainment in that town.
Went back to the hotel and had a sleep before tea. I love the fact you're moaning about old people, but you're just as bad.
You've done nothing so far.
He's having a siesta.
He's got a big hip. Woke up to news about ducks being badly treated. There was a really ugly one with bent legs.
I'm gonna die. Why does he write this down? Oh, God. Oh.
There is a fat bloke from Bolton who is in the pool as I write this. He's got a big tattoo on his back, but I can't work out what it is. ... He just got out of the pool and burped. Just felt like you had to...
Why is he writing this down?
Everything's in the diary.
Cole's mind
I
is
just
so
seen it against the point
strange.
where you're going, breathed in,
Yeah.
breathed out again.
There was a big fat fella in the sea who kept his T-shirt on. If you're big and fat, is there more chance of you getting burnt because there's more of you on show? I asked Suzanne, and she said she didn't know in that sort of not listening kind of way. I wanted to hang about to see if the fat bloke was going to get in the kayak, but Suzanne said we had to head back, slowing way in to see if he's going to capsize.
I'm sure he
We
did.
go home today, so we got up early to get the last bit of cloud.
No, it's just that it wasn't. It's not that sunny all the time. I mean, I was sat in weather that if it was like that here, there's no way I'd be sat in the garden. But because you're on holiday, it's like, well, we got to sit in it. Put your coat on.
Yeah.
So are you going to continue to write this diary? Every single day?
It's amazing. Keep this
I
diary
really
up.
hope
It's
he does,
amazing.
'cause this is so entertaining.
Because what I find as well is, I think earlier on before I went away, I think I did learn something, and because I wrote it down, I remembered it a bit better. So
What was that?
I just was thinking then, I forgot it now, but but I remembered looking back at it and not having to read it all because I remembered the end of it before I read it, if you know what I mean.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That was good.
Harry from Canterbury wants to know whether any of us have ever had any cruel nicknames. He claims that he's quite tall and rather hirsute, and he says he's often called Lurch or Wolfie. He's always thought that Carl looks a bit like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
I can see it.
There's no potato that round, but I suppose you could fashion a potato to be that round.
Yeah.
Maybe we could, if anyone can carve a potato into the roundest head ever, pop a couple of eyes on it.
Looks like a
Looks as
coconut.
much like Carl as possible.
Exactly.
But yeah, any nicknames? Did you ever have a nickname, Rick?
No, mine was boring. I didn't have any. It was just around the name, like Gervais or something like that. No, I didn't have nicknames.
I always wanted a nickname. I just thought it was quite cool for some reason, particularly because gangsters always seem to have nicknames. You know,
Lefty.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Lefty, yeah.
Trigger.
Scarface.
Yeah.
And so I decided that I thought, because no one was giving me a nickname at school, it was kind of annoying, or certainly not to my face,
Yeah.
that I decided to just come up with one.
Yeah.
And so I remember I was at lunch once, and I just said to my mate Phil,
How old were you?
12, 13.
Brilliant.
I just said to
Okay.
him, Phil, don't know if you know, mate, but people aren't calling me Steve anymore. Everyone's calling me Spud now. Now, I don't know why I thought Spud. It's weird, we should talk about Mr. Potato Head. I don't know why I thought Spud was
That's just a nickname for
was
a
a cool
potato.
nickname. I
That
just
should
thought-
be
I think
It's a
called.
grown-up name, though, isn't it?
And it's also because I think it sounded like it was probably either something that you'd find in one of those kids' books, like the Famous Five, or like the Bash Street Kids. There'd be Spud, and I always imagine with Spud, he's not the leader of the gang, but he's a reliable member.
I think
You know what I mean?
Spud is the biggest lorry driver in one particular sort of car park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here comes Spud.
Yeah,
And he gets out, all right, boys. And he's big and massive. And Spud can eat 2 breakfasts.
exactly. Yeah, but I just in my mind it was that I would be one day part of a gang, and I'm Pinky, this is Jojo, and the tall guy Spud.
And it didn't catch
It
on,
never
did it?
really caught, and he just went, oh yeah, right, and no one started. And I was hoping he'd go, everyone's calling Steve Spud.
Yeah.
But of course-
Hey, Spud. The first time I said Spud, you go, what?
Yeah,
You'd
so-
be really proud, wouldn't you? No.
Did you have a nickname?
Not really. I mean, there was a lot of people on the estate that I grew up on. You know, nicknames are big things on estates and that.
Yeah.
A lot of my dad's mates, right? what their nicknames did was tell you about them. Do you know how I said about the Elephant Man's a good name?
Yeah.
Because, like, you know what you're going to get. If someone said, Elephant Man's popping around in a bit, it wouldn't be a shock when he walked in.
Yeah.
So it worked in that sort of thing, you know. So there was John the Screw, right?
John the Screw?
Yeah.
Well, he had sex a lot, or he worked in a prison?
No, he had a DIY shop. so you had him, right? There was Fred the Veg,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
I assume it's because he was at the same IQ as you.
Or he was in a coma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
There was my uncle Tattoo Stan.
Guess he had a lot of
Yeah,
tattoos.
He had like loads of tattoos that he'd just done himself.
Oh my
Right.
God.
The problem was, because he did his tattoos himself, the ones on his left arm were really good. Because he was right-handed. On his right arm, rubbish. Right? So there was him.
Great.
And there was Jimmy the Hat.
Jimmy
who-
the Hat.
Yeah.
Did
And
he
that-
always wear a hat?
No, he didn't. That was the point there. That he never wore a hat.
That's amazing.
Right,
How
okay.
can you pick up on someone never wearing a hat? How would you ever notice? I'll tell you what, I've noticed something about Jimmy. What?
Go on.
He doesn't wear a hat. why was he not called Jimmy the Parrot? Because he never carries a parrot.
No, but that's just the way. I mean, that's how they work in it.
Here comes Jimmy Three Legs. Why'd you call him that? He hasn't got 3 legs.
I didn't really have one apart from like I had a CB. You know, like when you'd go on a CB radio and have a chat to people.
Oh, this was a craze in the, was it late 70s, early 80s?
Sort of early 80s.
And it was just short band radio, wasn't it? Everyone had these little handsets and they'd speak to each other in the sort of local area.
Yeah, it was mainly. I think it started off with like
Lorry
truckers
drivers,
and
isn't it?
that.
Yeah, truckers, yeah, because there was
Yeah.
that thing
Little
from like
radio, yeah.
1977,
Convoy.
whatever it was, Convoy, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it. That's what I was
so I had
thinking.
one of them, and the handle. I had two
Handle
different
mean
names.
is your nickname, your
Yeah,
name.
there's loads of code stuff.
Yeah.
I had a couple. I had there was Pilkey 01, because like I said, there's a lot of Pilkingtons and that in Manchester. So if someone wants Pilkey 02, it's open. Do you know what I mean? They can have it. And then
Like it's people scrabbling. I want a Pilkey one.
and then because I did boxing and that,
Well, you did it once.
Yeah.
I'd Boxer Boy, because I thought that's quite
That's
a
a
good
good
image
one.
as well. That's kind
That's
of
a
like
good
people
one.
going, "Oh, don't mess with him." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he asks what your handle is, tell him. Do you know what I mean? It's Boxer Boy and that.
Yeah.
So just had them two, and I used to just go on there and.
Pointless. What is the point of this?
Well, you just meet people, don't you?
And you
So-
don't meet people. You say, "What's your handle?" They go, "Box Boy." What's yours? Rubber duck. All right, cheers.
No,
It's
but
ridiculous.
then you'll say like, then you go, "Oh, what's your 20?"
What's that mean?
That's where are you?
What's
What
your
do you say,
20
where
means?
are you?
Where are you?
Because
Okay.
just in case there's someone who's listening in who you know, you hear about this all the time, don't you? People listening, jotting stuff down.
Oh, right. So just in case someone in the world doesn't know what handle means, they're out of the loop. They're out of the loop.
It's not a difficult code to crack, is it? If
Yeah.
you're trying to track someone.
It's hardly the head of the mafia talking to each other because the FBI are on the wire. It's ridiculous. Like I go, "Oh, you keep saying that, what's your handle?" And they come back with something else. I can't work out what's going on.
No, it's like anything, isn't it? That's what codes are all about, isn't it? You set them up and that.
Go on and tell me the code then.
Reveal at long last to the world what
Yeah.
these codes are.
Right. So,
Yeah.
what's your 20? Where
Oh,
are you?
This is better than the Enigma.
Yeah.
Right. Now here we go.
Right.
How many candles are you burning?
Ooh.
Does that mean how big's your car or something like that? Horsepower
How
or
many
something?
candles you
No,
burn?
that's-
Oh,
How
what
old
time is it?
No, how old are you?
What? How old are you?
Oh,
Okay.
how many candles you burn like on
How
your
many
birthday
candles you
cake?
burn? Of course.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what's the answer come back?
You go.
I'm 15.
14.
Brilliant. That code. There's no one gonna work that out. I wish you'd have kept a diary of this because this has been fascinating.
Now and
I
again.
mean, I didn't work
someone
it
will
out
come
straight
in
away.
and go side on, right?
What's that mean?
And that means like there's someone sat there listening into this chat and going, "This sounds
Oh.
interesting,"
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Unlikely.
Yeah.
and they want to join in, so they sort of go side on. You go side on, bring it in, right? And they go, "All right."
How many
Oh,
candles are you burning?
Yeah. What's your
That's a
20?
code again.
Yeah.
See you later. What's your 20? How many candles are you burning?
Oh.
And, I mean, it seems to me that what you should have done is made a note the first time, so that when you then speak to them again, you don't need to ask them those questions. Can I just confirm?
Yeah, but it could be a
that you're
different
burning
person, you
15?
see. You know, I agree with Carl. I think it's a cool system. I think
It's that time
they're
again. Do the
mugging it a
jingle.
bit. Well, that was different.
Okay. I'm gonna do a really good one. Now.
Okay, go.
Oh, chimpanzees! Monkey news, yeah.
That was a good one.
Right, do you know it's nearly time for the Winter Olympics again?
Okay.
Is it? Okay.
They sort of come round every 4 years.
Is it this year? Is it?
Yeah, and the last one that happened,
4 years ago, yeah.
there was a bit of an incident.
Oh, no. Do
Right.
you remember any winners that were monkeys? In any of the
No,
tournaments?
of course not.
No.
So
So
it's not
anyway-
going to be that because it wouldn't be true. Go on.
yeah.
So anyway, one of the popular events, bobsleigh.
Okay, right.
You know it works.
Well, you
It's
need
like a
4
sleigh.
men. Is it 4 men or 5
4 men.
It's 4. So it's definitely 4 men that you need
Need
on a
4
bobsleigh
men.
team.
Is it and two? And there's 2 team bobsleighs.
But they're always men, is that right, Rich? Let me just clarify. With the Winter Olympics, you can't have any animals taking part.
No, and they also no, because they wouldn't be allowed. And 2, there's no way they could disguise it because not only would they see it straight away, right, but they have blood tests,
Right, okay. So,
which would show up.
so they
Exactly.
definitely know if it was
But they have
any
blood
kind of
tests.
non-human.
It's impossible. It would be literally impossible to have anything other than a human
Taking
involved in a bobsleigh team.
Fine, okay, so carry on.
So anyway, the country was doing really well in the qualifying stages.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem was there was like 2 members who were getting all like the press and stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
Anyway, so this one member was getting fed up because the other 2 were getting all the press and what have you. So he said, I'm not happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm jacking it in. So they were like, you're joking, we've qualified, we're getting into like the main race and everything. You can't leave us now. And he said, well, you could do it all on your own before, you know, the way you were acting, like you didn't need me, so I'm going. So the clock's ticking, it's getting close to the big race and
Of
everything.
course it is, yeah.
They're like, what are we going to do here?
The substitute
What?
they took with them.
What are they
Well,
going
they
to do?
must have,
Yeah, they would take the substitute. So get him
No,
on.
they didn't have any of them and that. It's,
What?
you know, a lot of injuries and stuff.
Or just get a mate to do it, just get a mate or a friend
mate,
or the coach to do it, yeah.
But you know, there's a lot of responsibility on these people, and you
Of
know,
course.
you won't want to let your country down and that. And they're like, what are we going to do?
Get a waiter or anyone in the
Anyway,
hotel.
the time comes to the race. Seems to be 3 people on it.
There appears to be 3, okay, yeah.
They start off, they're whizzing around the track faster than normal. They're beating their old records
Right, amazing.
because the new fella they've got a little bit smaller.
Oh, here we go.
Is
I
he,
wonder
is he in
why.
the bobsleigh or is he pushing?
He's in it.
Oh, right, okay.
Right?
He's wearing a uniform and a helmet, though. We
He's
can't
got
see what he
helmet
looks like.
on.
We
He's
can't
got
see
the
his
kit
face.
on.
Can't see his face.
Nobody knows who he is, but
course
the
they do.
country's loving it.
course they
They're
do.
like, well, it looks like we're going to break all our records. You know, good. It's good that they found someone new.
Yeah.
Bet the other fella who left is sort of kicking himself, thinking, oh, I could have been part of it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
This wasn't a bloke that had very short legs and long arms, was it?
what happened is they're whizzing round the track and what have you,
Faster than ever, yeah.
faster than ever, and the press are like going, beating all records here. They started taking photographs. A lot of flashes from the cameras and stuff.
Right, of course.
Suddenly, the bobsleigh goes a bit sort of mental and whizzes off off the track. Ambulance comes rushing over and stuff. The other 2 members are looking pretty nervous for some reason.
Oh, what are they doing?
They're saying, look, don't take the helmet off because you know you can do more damage to the
Well,
neck.
don't tell the paramedics how to do it.
They know their job.
Yeah,
We can all see where
So
this
they were
is
like,
going,
just
guys.
you know, and plus, you know, he came in at last minute to help us out. He doesn't want everyone to know who he is. He's
Yeah.
not after the limelight
Yeah.
like some of the members we used to have. But he
Yeah.
just was helping his country out.
Yeah.
Leave the helmet on. Anyway, they get him in the ambulance and stuff. The other 2 are looking a bit worried and what have you. They're gutted. They lost the race.
The little bloke, is the bloke not saying anything? Is he not?
He's in the ambulance now.
Is he not saying anything though?
Anyway, word reported that one of the ambulance drivers said that on that sort of dreadful night when you know the country lost out on a medal in the bobsleigh, he sort of reported that there was a monkey in the back of the ambulance. People were like going, "Ah, you're
I
joking."
don't
aren't
remember
you?
this. I don't remember this.
You-
at
they're
all.
not- well, this is it, you see, because they sort of swept it under the carpet a little bit.
Oh,
They were like, "This is
bullshit.
crazy
It's all
talk. This,
shit.
this
It's all
is
shit
crazy
again.
talk.
Once talk, absolute shit. Where'd you get this from?
This is crazy talk, right?
It is
But-
crazy talk, and it's from the mouth of Carl Pilkington.
And
Yeah.
but the weird thing is that backed it up. Following week, there was a story of some people who visited the zoo saw a chimp in a neck brace.
I give up. I give up on
That's
Carl.
monkey news.
I give up. And there we go, guys. Well, once again, it was no surprise to anyone that Monkey News was complete rubbish, as per usual. Now, that was complete rubbish as per usual. The diary. That was hilarious. I loved that. That was really good. Just seeing how Carl's little mind works and everything. Yeah, it was really good. I'm just looking through it again. Yeah, mostly it was the diary. Someone said, and talking about nicknames, I think that was really interesting what Carl said about the radio, like some of the codes, like what's your 20, how many candles are you burning. I thought that was really good, but once again, it comes down to Monkey News and it's complete rubbish. But yeah, I've got to say, this did cheer me up a little bit, and yeah, I hope that if you guys are having a bad day, it cheered you guys up as well. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next video.